Welcome back, Charlie here. Dashcams can be incredibly useful for capturing crashes and other road incidents. But sometimes dashcams capture things drivers never expected. From scary and mysterious people who will give you nightmares, to creepy criminals recorded doing the unthinkable. Possessed girl. In the United States, every cop car is mounted with a dashcam. They often capture crimes and other scary things, but none are as scary and mysterious as this cop dashcam video. It was captured by Officer Malik of the Azusa Police Department in California. At 3:40 a.m., he was driving down a dirt track near some woods. But as Officer Malik turns, he sees a woman standing in the road. The girl is facing down with her arms crossed, and in front of her is a small fire. At first, the girl does not seem concerned by the police car. She continues looking down for a moment, but then suddenly she throws her head back and puts her arms out to her sides. Her face then appears to light up. The light seems to be coming from her eyes or mouth. Almost like she's being possessed by something. The small fire around her makes it seem like a cult or witch ritual. It's as if this girl was practicing black magic. This makes me never want to drive anywhere at night. Just imagine what Officer Malik was thinking when he saw this girl. Sitting figure. This dashcam video is from Malaysia in 2017. Two friends are driving up a winding road. It seems normal until they make a turn. That's when they see something that makes them stop in their tracks. A figure wearing all white is seen sitting cross-legged in the middle of the road.
Okay, that's a bit scary.
Yeah.
That's a bit scary.
That is very scary.
The two men are naturally very scared and begin to reverse. There are various theories as to what this person was doing. Some believe this is part of a common scam that happens in Malaysia. A person pretends to be a lost child and sits in the middle of the road. Drivers then slow down and get out of the car to help the child. But as soon as the driver leaves their vehicle, people waiting on the side of the road will come out and ambush the driver. They will then rob the driver and in some cases even steal their car. Others say that whatever this figure is could have been someone who's possessed or even a ghost, but because the two men wisely drove away, we'll never know. Although I would love to get to the bottom of this clip, I think the two men made the right decision by driving away. If they got out to investigate, they could have been in serious danger. Desert Witch. In 2013, there was a spike in reports of black magic and witchcraft occurring in the Middle East. Many countries in the Middle East are very religious, and they still have laws against witchcraft and black magic. If you're found guilty of practicing black magic, then you could be imprisoned or even killed. But 1 year later, in 2014, this dashcam video surfaced. It was taken in the Al Mutla Desert in Kuwait. A man driving in the desert at night sees a woman hunched over. The woman is wearing all white and appears to have long black hair. The warning engine revs and the bright headlights don't faze the woman at all. The driver yells at the woman to leave him alone, but instead the woman moves closer to the car. Eventually, the car backs away in total fear. It really looks like something straight from a horror movie. This made many people in the Middle East very scared of driving at night in the desert. And I can understand why. If I saw this, I think I'd be putting my foot on the gas pedal instead of backing away. Masked robbers. This video comes from Indianapolis, USA. The driver was inside the parked vehicle, but that's when a creepy person in a mask can be seen walking around the car. At first, the person in the car thinks it's a joke, but these laughs soon turn to screams of horror.
Come here. What are you doing?
That's because the gang of masked criminals begin to rob the driver. The criminals took the woman's purse and cell phone, but thankfully the woman was okay. It's scary to get robbed by anyone, but when the criminals are wearing eerie masks, it makes it all the more creepy. It's as if the criminals did not just want to rob this person, but scare them too. Hooded Man. This dashcam footage takes place at 1:30 AM on a Sunday. It was recorded in Peterborough, Australia. A car is driving along a quiet road in the country, but as the car drives down the road, a hooded man can be seen. As the car gets closer, the man steps in front of the car to try and stop it. Thankfully, the driver makes a clever maneuver and gets around this man. But that's when the man begins to scream and lunge towards the car. The driver then steps on the gas and drives away as fast as he can. To make things even more scary, the man's wife was traveling in a separate car about 1 minute behind him on the same road. He frantically tried to call her to warn her about this man, but unfortunately he was not quick enough. The driver's wife experienced the same thing he did, but thankfully she drove away unscathed. To this day, the couple are still not sure what this man's motivations were. It's unknown whether this man was trying to rob them, steal their car, or harm them in some other way. Real Walking Dead. One day a YouTuber named Alyssa Cross was driving down a street in 2016. That's when she saw what she thought was a real-life zombie. The woman is dragging her feet and her arms and legs are moving around in a strange way. This woman really does seem like she's out of The Walking Dead. Alyssa thought the woman may need help, so she stopped and tried to speak to her. But instead, the woman got very angry at Alyssa and began shouting. But Alyssa could not make out what the woman was saying, so Alyssa drove off in fear. To this day, no one's sure why this woman is walking like a zombie. Some believe that she may have ingested some kind of substance, while others speculate this is a real-life zombie. African hijackers. This dashcam footage comes from South Africa. In 2021, a man was driving to work. That's when, out of nowhere, 3 men approach him and try to stop his car. They were expecting him to simply get out and give his car up, but instead, this brave driver reversed very fast. The hijackers got so close they even touched his car's bonnet. But this man makes a very stealthy maneuver and amazingly escapes. Even after this man backs up, the hijackers chase his car. Thankfully, the men did not use the firearms they had and simply let the man go. I think the scariest part about this is it's happening in broad daylight. There are many people around and it seems these criminals are operating with impunity. Locust swarm. This video is so creepy, it's almost biblical. If you have a fear of bugs, then don't watch this. It was captured by a trucker in Russia. He was driving down a highway when all of a sudden a swarm of locusts appears. Each of these swarms can contain around 200 million locusts. It took them just a mere 4 seconds to totally cover the truck's windshield. Men in Black. In 2016, this dashcam footage surfaced online. Someone is driving down a country road late at night, but when they turn a corner, they see a man wearing a suit with a briefcase. He looks exactly like one of the Men in Black. Men in Black are said to be special agents involved in covering up UFO activity. The man then runs away and reveals 9 other Men in Black who look identical to him. The driver then stops and looks into a field. And you can see another man lighting a flare. Another man then appears to walk by wearing a mask. The mask seems occult in some way. Some say it's a mask of a reindeer, while others say it's a demon. The mysterious footage went viral very quickly. Some say this is proof of real Men in Black. But what do you think? Now it's time to make your voice heard. Leave me a comment which was the scariest video on this list. If you want to see my short videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And if you haven't already, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.